from the belly of the beast. It's a young MC with a hip-hop dream.
This week I was invited back to Meta Connect, which is kind of like Meta's version of WWDC, where they announce new hardware and software updates. It's my second year attending, but it seems like the event has gotten bigger. I was really excited to learn about what they have been working on, like the new Quest 3S, some really good updates to the Ray-Ban Meta software and Meta AI. But the biggest news of all was that they showed their secret AR glasses prototype called Orion. Before we get into the details of Orion, just to quickly recap on everything else that was announced, starting with the Quest 3S. Quest 3S, which is in between Quest 2 and 3, have entered the family, starting from $299.99 on the 128GB model. It's a nice entry-level mixed reality headset with the same chip as the Quest 3 and color pass-through and the same resolution as Quest 2. Meta AI is now multimodal, meaning it can see and speak. When you talk to Meta AI, you can choose from celebrity voices like Awkwafina, Dame Judi Dench, John Cena, Keegan-Michael Key, and Kristen Bell. You can upload a photo into the chat with Meta AI and ask about the things in the photo or ask it to edit something in the photo. They're also experimenting with auto-dubbing and lip-syncing on Reels, starting with English and Spanish content. Llama, which is Meta's open-source LLM, has a new model called Llama 3.2, which is now also multimodal and has their first vision models. We didn't see any new version of the Ray-Ban Metas, but they came out with some really cool software updates and a new limited edition shiny transparent wafer, which looks pretty good. Some of the software updates that are rolling out in the next few months are reminders, which lets you ask Meta AI to remember something you see and remind you later, like when you want to remember where you parked. You will also be able to interact with Meta AI using video, so you can ask about what you're seeing in real time. Live language translation will allow you to speak in English and French, Italian, or Spanish, and you will be able to hear the live translation from the speakers. Okay, so let's talk about Orion. Meta says Orion is a pair of true AR glasses that combines the benefits of a large holographic display and personalized AI assistance. It has a 70-degree field of view, and you can see AR components floating in your space, but you can also see the outside of the display, and it's not a pass-through feed. Orion comes in 3 parts: the glasses itself, a compute puck, and an EMG wristband controller. Since the glasses need to be thin and lightweight, inside the compute puck there are 2 processors, and one of them is a custom design chip by Meta. The puck is wirelessly connected to the glasses, and you can have it nearby, like in your pocket or in your bag. The EMG wristband also connects wirelessly, and you can control the UI with basically your hand muscles. You are able to swipe, click, and scroll, but since the input is not being recognized by the cameras like how Quest and Vision Pro does, you can have your hands out of sight from the cameras and you will still be able to control it. I was unfortunately not able to try it out myself this time, but I was able to chat with Alex Heath, who is a deputy editor at The Verge, to hear his experience and thoughts.
I've tried pretty much all of the headsets. It's tough to judge them because most of them are not products. And that was the struggle with writing about this, is that most of these companies, whether it's, Snap with the recent spectacles or Orion now, they're either not shipping them at all or just doing them as like glorified developer kits. And so you have to just judge what you experience, but it's also a very controlled demo. So I think the real test is when people can take it home and buy it. That said, certainly the most impressive demo of our AR glasses that I've had. It's also should be, given how expensive they are to make and all of the work that went into them, and the fact that like Meta's not selling them because of how expensive they were to make and difficult to make. But yeah, certainly a cool demo. Actually, the thing that blew me away the most beyond the display, which is impressive, is that band. So it has this neural wristband. And I actually decided to focus on that a lot in my story because that band people are going to start seeing pretty soon. So that band is pretty much done, and Meta will actually start shipping it with another pair of glasses that they have coming out as soon as next year. They haven't really talked about it, but that's what my sources say. So that band it doesn't control it with your thoughts, but it kind of feels like it, and it's very tactile. There's like haptic feedback, and with a lot of the hand tracking stuff you have with headsets today, they have to see your hands obviously to work, but with this you can have it in your pocket, you can have it in a jacket. So I actually feel like Meta's landed on some really unique insight into input for a form factor like this that was the most compelling way I've controlled a headset like this.
Oh, did you try the Snap one as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was it compared?
I just think they're doing very different things. Snap is really not sure what its headset's for yet, and it's wanting its AR developers to help it build experiences, and it's very focused on games and lightweight kind of demo-like experiences, whereas Meta's point of view is very much around utility and like communication, which makes sense given being a social media company. But it was things like video calling, web browsing. There were some games, but a lot of it was like also using the AI to like identify things in the real world and like see, like I used it to identify ingredients for a smoothie, and like it brought a paint up to make the smoothie. So thinking more of it as like a utility and why would you use glasses with computing versus just pulling out your phone for something. And I think Meta is onto some good ideas there. And Snap is more in the exploratory phase of it.
After talking to Alex, I became much more interested in the EMG input and the possibility that this can be launched with other products like the next generation of Ray-Ban Metas or Quests, prior to the entirety of Orion being ready to ship. The EMG input is also very interesting from the perspective of accessibility because it could be used for people with a wide range of motor abilities. Now, this is not ready to be sold to the public yet, but there is a lot of meaning that they have shown this to the world, what they have been working on for over a decade. I think it will have a ripple effect on how other companies like Apple and Google will have to maybe even rethink their strategy to figure out their next move, because everything that comes after this will inevitably be compared to Orion. I had a really great time at MetaConnect again this year, and I'm honestly so excited to see what will happen in the next few years in the spatial computing realm, not just from Meta, but in tech in general. In this earlier time frame, they're still trying to figure out what the right form factors are and how everything works. But when there are breakthroughs in the form factors, I think there will be more conversations about how the software should work and how we should interact with each other wearing these devices. Let me know what your thoughts are on Orion and all the other updates from Meta. And if you're interested in tech and creativity, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I'm having a time of my life. Everything's going alright. Ooh, I just made them look twice. This is how it feels when you living that good life. I'm just living that good